Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred masculines and anybody else who finds their way to this channel. Welcome and thank you so much for your presence and thank you for being here. This is part 3 of a 5 or 6 part series on sex magic as it relates to sacred sexuality. And for me, sacred sexuality is an overarching umbrella term I use for just bringing a lot more conscious around our sexuality and really celebrating and honoring our sexual energy that's been not so celebrated and cherished in the society we've grown up in. Many of us have grown up in societies that don't really support, our sexuality in a real healthy way. So I'm all about it. And sex magic, for me, it might mean different things to different people, but for me, it's creating ritual and setting a lot of intention to harness our sexual energy into creating something, manifesting something, opening into, aligning with something that is speaks to us, that we'll find. There's a plane going over. I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully not. Aligning with something that's special to us, that fills our soul, that lights up our heart, that will be nourishing and satisfying and fulfilling for us, something that we want to, some way that we want to create our reality, because we are very powerful beings and we get to create the reality that we choose. And the more intentional we get around doing so, the more we get to create that. We tend to go through life in a rather unconscious way, and we create in that way when we don't bring consciousness to what we're creating and with the life we want to live. Everything's just kind of willy-nilly and just happening at whim, and we're at the mercy of the universe, that's just kind of happening. So, but when we understand and recognize, like, wow, actually I'm a very powerful being and I can harness all of this energy, I can get very intentional about my experience and my energy and start creating things that I actually want to experience. So that's what we're doing with sex magic. That's what we're doing with our sexual energy. That is like one of the most, if not the most powerful energies in our experience. It is where we come from. We are birthed into this world through the act of sexuality. That is a powerful creative energy, and we can utilize that creative life force energy for many different endeavors and to create a number of things. It's not just about creating a baby, it's creating everything and anything we want. So getting very intentional, creating ritual around it, that is how we're going to harness this energy to really support the life that we want to live and support the experience we want to have and support our spiritual growth. Really, there's so many ways, so many different intentions that we can set around this, and we can really utilize it for expanding our consciousness, for opening up to higher potentials, opening up to our highest selves. So but this part 3 is about setting the stage. So now that we understand the importance of ritual, we have our intentions created. We did that in the last video. Now let's create our space. Let's set the stage. So what are the elements that are important to you to bring into this? There are many different things that you can bring in, and it's I like to have an altar set up. And that can be, again, this is a very personal experience, so whatever that might mean for you. Altar for me, there's different, I like to have flowers, maybe different little statues of, I have 2 different statues, one for the sacred feminine, one for the sacred masculine. That's important to me. I'm always looking to harmonize and balance and bring into union those energies within myself. So I like to have those representations that I can see and connect with, visual representations on my altar. Again, flowers, maybe a glass of water to stand for the water element, which is the sacred feminine element, our intuition, psychic gifts and abilities, emotions, so really bringing in a healthy connection to that sacred feminine element. I like to use candles a lot. So That's bringing in the fire element of transformation, spiritual growth and transformation, and is excellent for burning things away if you're setting an intention to release something. Or it works twofold. It burns things away and clears away, but it's also bringing illumination and transformation with that fire, with that flame, with that spiritual energy there. Fire is very transformative. So I like to anoint the candles with beautiful oil, different oil that aligns with my intention. Maybe if it's something that's a more spiritually aligned intention that I'm setting, an oil that is more of a spiritual essence, like frankincense or something. If it's something maybe that I'm bringing in, wanting to align with in my physical world, something that's a more tangible, like a tree energy, maybe or sandalwood, that's a more earthy energy. So again, and utilizing different colors for the candles. Green is about earth, money. Red candles, passion, purpose, like a creative. It's a really creative energy. Orange is also it's like success, creativity, really passionate energy. Yellow is light, bringing our light. That's a healthy, sacred, masculine energy too, or it tends to be, or can be. It's one way I associate that with. But that can also be a mental energy with the yellow. So each of the colors means something different. And white, a white candle is great. You can utilize that, can be kind of stand in for any color. If you don't have colors, you can use white and set intention into that. It's fine. And the colors, however they speak to you. Maybe yellow means something very different for you than what I was just saying. Maybe green is a completely different feeling and vibe for you. This is, again, very personal, whatever that means to you. But this is just one way to set the stage and bring in intention and into your ritual. So again, I was speaking in one of the videos about when I launched the pilgrimage to India, I had my laptop there that was open to the website page. So I was bringing in that website to supercharge it, so it went out and connected with the right people, so that's another element that you can bring in. Maybe it's a special item of clothing, or maybe a suitcase. You're going to travel somewhere. I don't know. Again, this is very personal. Maybe special crystals that speak to you that would supercharge the area for you. And also your space. The space is very important. Like a nice, the bedding, maybe have a nice special blanket or something soft and especially luxurious and that feels really good on the skin, something like that. Chocolate, maybe fresh fruit, some sort of or a delicious beverage that you really enjoy, to really bring in all the senses. This is the part where we activate all of our senses as well, to get even more in alignment. We're activating all parts of ourselves, body, mind, and spirit, getting everything aligned with this intention that we're setting, aligning all of our energies. So the more we can get all of ourselves really involved in this, it's just like the more powerful it is, the more activating it is, bringing that energy in. So and then bathing, bathe yourself and anoint yourself with beautiful oils or lotions or whatever. You are bringing all of yourself into this. So how do you bring your body in a really lovely, caring, nurturing way, and really just celebrating the body, and just like, and maybe wearing some special jewelry or something, some special I don't know, something that speaks to you, some beautiful pendant, or maybe you have a ring, something that's just like really, ornamenting yourself and celebrating your beautiful body that you're bringing into this ritual. So let me see if there's anything else I want to say. Yeah, and have your intention ready, and I didn't say this last time, but it's nice to put your intention under your pillow, like I said it the day before, and then you can sleep with it, and really that supercharges it as well. So should have mentioned that in the last video, but it just came through again, so I'll bring it in right now. What else about setting the stage? Okay, on a special day, it can be aligning with the numbers, numerology, maybe a special time of the day, like 5:55 is a time of change. That number is a change, transformation. So aligning with a special number, a special time of the day, a special, maybe it's in the evening, maybe it's the morning that's special for you, that makes sense for whatever your intention is, you know, beginnings or endings, you know, morning, night. The moon, we can always work with the astrological energies and the lunar cycles to really supercharge our ritual as well. Full moon, new moon. New moons are great for beginnings, planting seeds for anything. Excellent time for sex magic. Really powerful time. Full moon's another great time for illuminating. You know, there's so many different ways that we can work with the astrological energies and the lunar cycles, and we're over 10 minutes right now. I was wanting to keep this around the 10-minute mark. So that's setting the stage and really creating this gorgeous, beautiful environment for yourself to really step into your power, step into your sexual energy and your passion and your creativity, and just really align all of the things. The more intention you set into creating your environment, the more that's going into your magic. And as you're creating your environment, be in that space of intention, holding your intention, you know, and connecting with your higher powers or your guides or whatever, whoever you connect with, angels, ancestors, you know, Christ consciousness, Buddha, whatever, just bringing those energies in as you're creating your space. So hold the intention and be very present with yourself and be breathing, you know, as you're creating this space for yourself. Bring in that intention, be very intentional, and be very conscious. And that's, again, aligning all of your energies with what you're doing. You know, it just really supercharges it and aligns you with your intention and what you are aligning with. So the reason you're doing the ritual. So be very intentional that whole time. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. So thank you so much for being here, and do feel free to check out the first 2 videos in this series. It was the importance of ritual, setting intention. This is setting the stage, setting the space, and we're gonna get into the more of the hows in the next video. So stay tuned. There'll be a few more in this series. And of course, feel free to reach out when you want to practice this with a partner. I offer a sacred sexuality ritual, and we're going to be doing this in India on our pilgrimage, and really getting very intentional with our energies, and that's going to be supercharged and very magical. And yeah, check out my website for so much more about the rituals and about the pilgrimage, and just so much more, a lot of resources as well. So I look forward to connecting with you and supporting us all on this journey towards greater consciousness around our sexual energy, embracing and celebrating and cherishing our sexual energy, and just really stepping into our power and rocking it out and having the life and that we truly want, and just in being in our hearts, living from a passionate, heartfelt, creative, inspired place versus that of fear and lack that we've been living in for too long. So that's my passion, my purpose, my intention. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to further connections. Bye all. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe, please.